Welcome and what is up there, everybody? This is Casper Trader back here with another video today. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a portfolio review showing guys how our portfolio has performed over the last few weeks. And it has been a wild ride. I've got to tell you guys, I did finally close an options trade for the profit. I know I said I'm going to stop so many times, but I just keep getting back into it. But for the first time today, I closed a profitable options trade. It wasn't much, but seeing that sweet profit is like nothing else. So we're going to be going over that little trade as well as the long-term options I'm holding in my portfolio and what my plan is with that, because they've been significantly decreasing recently because the stock price has just been sitting around where it's at, if not just going down, and these options contracts are slowly decaying. And the one that I own the most of, I'm actually up a decent amount, so I need to decide whether I'm going to cut my, well, actually these are in profit, so I'm going to decide if I need to just sell it, take my profits and leave, or if I'm going to hold it and think that I'm going to hold it long term and just see how it plays out. Along with that, we're also going to be going over the stocks that I'm holding as well as the cryptos I'm holding. So you guys can see a little bit of Doge action right here. So I'm going to be getting into that. And yeah, that's going to be what today's video is going to be about. And before we get started, you guys already know, you guys could smash that like button below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be amazing. Thank you guys all so much. So let's get started. On the day, we're currently up around $700, around 5%. This is not a usual. This is definitely a rare occurrence, and that's mostly because of Bitcoin price shooting up along with Tesla stock going up. And in the last week, we're about break even, up around 0.8%. We were in a pretty big hole just yesterday, and we got right out of it because of Tesla and Bitcoin. But in the last month, we're finally up. Okay, that's awesome. We're up around 7.9% or around $1,000. Last 3 months, we're down 23%. That's fine, around 4.4K. In the last year, though, we are up around 16%. And in all time, we are up around 7% or $970. And it's been a wild journey. Like, I started Robinhood October of 2018, so it's been like well over 2 years. It's gonna be 2.5 years of using Robinhood. Love the platform, but it really pains me to see all these awesome gains, mostly just from Tesla stock climbing to like nearly $900 per stock levels, going down into the drain, and now we're pretty low. But I'm not doubting it for a second that all these stocks will bounce back up eventually. Whether that takes another few weeks or another few months, I know it's going to bounce back. And the best thing you can do is be patient and not make any emotional decisions. So what I was going to talk about in this video was my little options trade that I made around like 30 bucks on. First time being profitable in a very long time. And my long-term contracts. But let's start with the long-term contracts because that's going to be pretty quick. So currently on our Walgreens Boots Alliance call, we are down around 48%, and this call is expiring in about, what is it, like 8 months, 9 months. And the reason why it went down is simply because Walgreens has just been consolidating, and you guys know what happens when you hold options. It decays over time. So even though in the last week the stock price is up around 0.7%, if you take a look at the options contract, oh wow, never mind. It's up around 9%. But just the general trend of options contracts is that they go down over time if the stock price doesn't move a lot. So I'm just waiting for another leg up on Walgreens, which I think will be pretty soon considering the pattern that's been going on right here. Of course, it could always break the pattern, but just assuming that it does do that, I think that I'm not going to hold this much longer. I think I'm going to probably take my profits if we are in the profit, of course. Once we have that other leg up, because I am a fan of Walgreens, but I feel like it's one of those more slower moving stocks. That's why I don't think it's the best idea to buy options on it, because your options will be decaying if there's no big price movement. And with Dropbox, we're still up on our position. We're up around $270 or 27%. Today it's down pretty bad, around 5%. Last week around 6%, but since I've been holding it, it's not been doing too bad. Same thing with same thing as Walgreens. It's just been consolidating. Like, It's not been making any big moves recently. Like in the last month, it fell around 5%. But I'm also waiting for that another leg up, which I think will happen pretty soon in the next few weeks. And then this stock though, I'm actually going to be holding, because if you take a look at my expiration date on these, I'm actually the expiration date for these is 2023, so that's still a lot of time to go. And I still think Dropbox is something that can continuously go up over the next few years, and I just don't see a point in selling it. I think that we could definitely walk out with at least 2x profit on this in the next, let's say, 6 to 8 months. So that's my plan with these long-term contracts. And now heading into that little trade, even though that made me like the least amount of money out of all these trades or all these investments, it still made me the happiest because I finally made some kind of profit. And that was trading Tesla calls. Actually, not Tesla calls. They were put credit spreads because I wanted to kind of get theta on my side. For those who aren't familiar with options, this is just a way to benefit from the stock price staying above a certain price. So I basically bet that Tesla stock would stay above the price of $685 per share, which it did drop below that pretty heavily yesterday, and I got pretty freaked out. I was down like around $100 on that contract, but it did bounce back today. I could have held it longer. I would have made like $80 profit, but I'm happy with the $30 that I made. I bought the contract for 80 and then I sold it for 50, but you make the difference. So I made around $30 holding this contract for 2 days. So not too bad. I don't know if I want to continue trading options. They're usually just like emotional decisions of mine. I'm like, man, it'd be cool to make like $50 this week just trading options, right? And I sometimes just do it, just go for it. But I think that's not always the best decision when investing. So I think I'm going to try to stay away from it, do my best with that, yeah. But leaving on a green note, if I stop, I'm going to leave on a small green note. So that's awesome. By the way, let me know in the comment section below if any of you guys trade options. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about options, because I know I've been through the trenches and I've been in the rainbows, or whatever you want to say. But there have been good times and bad times for me, and I want to hear from you guys if any of you guys trade options, how that is going, and if you're able to consistently stay profitable. Because I know sometimes you're able to make some quick, easy gains, but then the tables can turn pretty quickly. But yeah, just let me know if you trade any options down in the comment section below. I'd love to chat with you a little bit. But yeah, moving on, we got some Revolve here. Not gonna click on it, not too much going on with that. Lemonade finally bouncing back a little bit. The bounce wasn't too big. I mean, it did bounce last week from like $80 per share to almost 100, but now it's consolidated back down. No big price movements since like the beginning of March. I think I'm good with where I'm at. Not going to be buying more. This is just one of those stocks that I also kind of bought for the hype. I know it has a lot of potential, but the chance of them executing and taking hold of all that potential is also relatively small. So it's a little bit of a riskier play on my side, but I'm still happy with being up around 36%. And we'll just see how this one plays out. Next up, we got some Upwork. This one is actually starting to become one of my favorite stocks. I'm a big fan of this stock and this company. So far, I have around $500 invested in it, or around 2% of my portfolio. It doesn't seem like a lot, but like $500 in a company isn't a tiny amount of money. But yeah, I love this stock. I love this company. I know that I could have caught it when it was lower and all that kind of stuff, but I'm still really happy with the gains, around 100% or $260 on this stock. Right now, it's just been consolidating. Like literally, it's at the same price it was at in January. But I still am a big believer in this company, and I don't want to just buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. I'm looking to hold for the long term. So Upwork, definitely one of the stocks I love. And if it does have any major dip, you already know I'm going to be buying some shares. ARKG, also no big movements, just sitting down low. Dropbox, same here, same thing. Shopify, though, had one huge movement in the last week. You can see it spiked up from $1,150 per share to $1,300 per share almost. Actually, did probably hit it at some point. I think it released its earnings or something like that. Don't quote me on that though. Yeah, looks like it could have released its earnings in the last week, and that's what caused it to go up. and this was the expected and this was the actual. So you can see that they've greatly exceeded expectations, and that's why the stock price shot up so much. Also, I'm a big believer in Shopify for the long term. I think e-commerce is here to stay, and it's only going to grow larger and larger in the upcoming years. So this play is just a long-term bet for me. I think that I'll be holding Shopify stock for like the next 3 years, given everything is all right. You know, the company's fundamentals don't change or anything like that. So yeah, we're currently up around 5%. Nothing much, but it's always something. Next up, we got some Tattooed Chef. I do have a decent amount in this stock, around $400, and we're down 30%, my bad. And this stock is just also one that I believe in the long term. I think this is one of those stocks I'm gonna hold between 2 and 3 years if everything is also the same with the fundamentals of the company and it just grows and expands. But yeah, it has had a little bit of a rough start to 2021, but hey, the stock price drops, it's just another great buying opportunity. So that's just what I see it as, and I have no plan on selling this stock anytime soon. So whatever happens happens in the short term, but long term, I'm definitely seeing this stock going up to around the $30, maybe even $40 range. And at that price, I think that it would be a pretty nice gain to lock in for the stock. And then next up, we got some ACTC. Also, not too much going on with that one. Fubo, also kind of a loser stock for me. I put in like $100, or sorry, I put in $200, and I'm down like 116. I don't even want to look at this stock, honestly. Super emotional decision on my end buying it. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I did look into the company and its fundamentals and what they do and all that kind of stuff, but didn't do any in-depth research at all. And now I'm paying the price. So make sure to actually, I know everyone says, oh, do your research before investing in stocks, but like actually do your research before investing in a stock, because sometimes if you just watch one YouTube video about it and it seems convicting, you might not be seeing all the perspectives, just one person's perspective, which could blind you in making a good decision. So yeah, that's just my thoughts and my tip for you guys. Definitely think that I'm going to be holding this from the people that I listen to, and the small amount of research I do. I think that the stock has the ability to bounce back at least a little bit, so I can at least secure some of my money back. But yeah, that's what's going on with Fubo. ARKK, also doing pretty well. What am I saying? Also doing pretty well. I mean, we're up like 3% on it. That's not pretty well. That's like okay. I bought it on a pretty nice dip, and I'm just planning on holding this. You know how ARK is. ARK's just a good long-term play. And now to all the juicy stuff. So all the juicy stuff right here is crypto. So I did invest another $50 in Litecoin, and I think I invested another $50 in Bitcoin. But on our Litecoin investment, which I bought April 22nd, so 8 days ago, we're already up 20%. I saw a massive drop in the price of Litecoin. There was this one crash one night where it dropped drastically. I think I bought it like around this area right here. And now we're just securing some nice profits. Litecoin, I feel like, has pretty big potential to grow. I don't know too much of the fundamentals of it, to be honest, but I just listen to a lot of people, and a lot of people claim that Litecoin is a pretty good investing decision. Like, in my opinion, I feel like it's a little bit of a more volatile Bitcoin, where it generally follows the trend of Bitcoin, but it's a little more volatile. Not always, doesn't always follow it, but just that's just what I think about it. I think it's just like a little more volatile and a little more exciting Bitcoin. And come on, like $50, might as well have some fun with it, right? And so we're gonna talk about Dogecoin last, but yeah, so Bitcoin's also doing great for us. Like today it's up 5%. I actually called it last night. I thought this is how much I had of it. I was like, whoa, what the heck, 24 grand, what happened? No, but I have around 4.7k in it. Last night I was looking at the charts. I was like, wow, this is really similar to what was going on in 2017, like almost to the dot. And I was like, this looks like it's about to explode, like it's about to have its other leg up. And boom, what do you say? The next day it's up 5%, but guess what? Casper didn't buy any of it before that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. But just planning out holding what I got right here. I don't think I really want to buy more at this price since I already got in at around like 24,000 per Bitcoin, and just adding more at this price. I think it's still like double, maybe even triple from here by the end of the year. And I definitely want to exit like I would say between fall and winter time to secure some profits, because historically Bitcoin does have pretty huge drops after a big bull run. Maybe there's going to be a super cycle. Probably not going to talk a lot about this because this isn't a crypto channel or anything, but just what my plan with Bitcoin is, just holding it. I think it definitely double, so expect to see this at 10K soon. By soon I mean like in the next 6 months, maybe. And yeah, just holding what I got right here. And after it does drop, if it does drop after the whole bull run, maybe a year after or so, I might be looking to scoop up some Bitcoin, because I've gotten deep into it this year, like learning a lot about it and doing a lot of research. And I think the potential is there for this to become a global currency. And literally the price of Bitcoin could be infinite. Like it could go to 100,000, it could go to 500,000, it could go to 1 million, it could go to 5 million. It just depends on how much inflation there is and how much the dollar is worth compared to a Bitcoin. But yeah, also Bitcoin, love this play, just planning on holding. And next up, what we got is the most exciting play, which is Doge, which I just bought right before this video. And I just bought this out of nowhere because I just saw some random video that popped up somewhere, and they were running through the statistics and the data of the difference between buying a stock or a crypto on a dip versus buying one, like an asset, while it's going up, like buying at the peak. Well, maybe not buying at the peak, but as the price is surging. And they found that on average, if someone buys while the stock price or the crypto price is shooting up, they're more likely to make money than someone who buys on the dip. Crazy, right? I don't know if this guy was telling the truth. I probably have to do research on that myself, but if that is true, that's crazy. And that's kind of why I like 380 in my Robinhood account right now in buying power, and I just dumped it into Dogecoin. Well, what do you say? 15 minutes later, or sorry, an hour later, we're up around 1.6% or $5. That's half a Chipotle right there. So I'm probably just gonna sell this like right now. Probably after this video I'm gonna sell this. I'm not planning on holding Dogecoin long term. I know that there's a lot of support, there's a lot of people who don't like it, there's a lot of people who like it, but I personally just can't feel good about investing in a meme coin long term, even though it could become something big. Like I can't physically do that. So I'd rather just take this money, put it into Tesla or something. So yeah, this is just a little bit of a fun play. And would you look at that? It's going up as we speak. But yeah, those are basically the investments that I've made on my Robinhood account. It's crazy how Robinhood has evolved so much to allow people to trade options, to trade stocks, to buy fractional shares, to buy crypto, all this kind of stuff since it started. Not saying I was there when Robinhood like started their platform, but I started around 2.5 years ago. But just seeing the platform evolve has been amazing. I still love the aesthetic of it. But yeah, that's just basically how our portfolio has been doing over the last, I would say like 2-3 weeks, and it hasn't been too bad. And I'm excited to see you guys in the next episode. And of course, let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to even chat. Just hit me up in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to talk with you guys. All right, see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great day.